Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. I am the crazy short hairy dude, and we are continuing in our reading of Bram Stoker's Dracula. Now, I did make a little mistake in, I think it was my last video. I said that tonight's going to be the last part of Jonathan Harker's journal. For the time being, I was wrong. So, uh, yeah, when looking back over it, my eyes didn't see that there was a entry for June 30th. So there's going to be another one tomorrow. Uh, but we are getting close to the end here of Jonathan Harker's part, and then we're going to get into. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to spoil it, but we'll be getting into uh, some other parts with some other characters um, in the next few days. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. Um, Last time, um, Harker he had discovered a way down into Dracula's room, and then discovered that the room that he thought Dracula was using was empty, and so he found another door that led to a passage down into uh, a more ancient part of the castle, an old abandoned chapel, and down there he found a lot of different old tombs and coffins, and found some boxes of dirt, and one of them lay the Count. So let's get into this part here. 29th June. Today is the date of my last letter, and the Count has taken steps to prove that it was genuine. For again I saw him leave the castle by the same window, and in my clothes. As he went down the wall, lizard fashion, I wished I had a gun or some lethal weapon, that I might destroy him. But I fear that no weapon wrought alone by man's hands would have any effect on him. I dared not wait to see him return, for I feared to see those weird sisters. I came back to the library, and read there till I fell asleep. I was awakened by the Count, who looked at me as grimly as a man can look, as he said, "Tomorrow, my friend, we must part. You return to your beautiful England, I to some work which may have such an end that we may never meet. Your letter home has been dispatched. Tomorrow I shall not be here, but all shall be ready for your journey. In the morning come the Zigani, who have some labours of their own here, and also come some Slovaks. When they have gone, my carriage will come for you, and shall bear you to the Borgo Pass, to meet the diligence from Bukovina to Beat Streets. But I am in hopes that I shall see more of you at Castle Dracula." I suspected him, and determined to test his sincerity. Sincerity. It seems like a profanation of the word to write it in connection with such a monster, so I asked him point blank, "Why may I not go tonight?" "Because, dear sir, my coachman and horses are away on a mission." "But I would walk with pleasure. I want to get away at once." He smiled, a soft, smooth, diabolical smile, that I knew there was some trick in his smoothness. He said, "And your baggage?" "I do not care about it. I can send for it some other time." The Count stood up and said, with a sweet courtesy which made me rub my eyes, it seemed so real, "You English have a saying which is close to my heart, for its spirit is that which rules our boyars. Welcome the coming, speed the parting guest. Come with me, my dear young friend. Not an hour shall you wait in my house against your will, though sad am I at your going, and that you so suddenly desire it. Come." With a stately gravity, he, with the lamp, preceded me down the stairs and along the hall. Suddenly he stopped. "Hark!" Close at hand came the howling of many wolves. It was almost as if the sound sprang up at the rising of his hand, just as the music of a great orchestra seems to leap under the baton of the conductor. After a pause of a moment, he proceeded, in his stately way, to the door, drew back the ponderous bolts, unhooked the heavy chains, and began to draw it open. To my intense astonishment, I saw that it was unlocked. Suspiciously, I looked all around, but could see no key of any kind. As the door began to open, the howling of the wolves without grew louder and angrier. Their red jaws, with champing teeth, and their blunt clawed feet as they leaped, came in through the opening door. I knew then that to struggle at that moment against the Count was useless. With such allies as these at his command, I could do nothing. But still the door continued slowly to open, and only the Count's body stood in the gap. Suddenly it struck me that this might be the moment and means of my doom. I was to be given to the wolves, and at my own instigation. There was a diabolical wickedness in the idea great enough for the Count, and as a last chance, I cried out, "Shut the door! I shall wait till morning!" and covered my face with my hands to hide my tears of bitter disappointment. With one sweep of his powerful arm, the Count threw the door shut, and the great bolts clanged and echoed through the halls as they shot back into their places. In silence, we returned to the library, and after a minute or two, I went to my own room. The last I saw of Count Dracula was his kissing his hand to me, with a red light of triumph in his eyes, and a smile that made Judas in hell might be proud of. When I was in my room and about to lie down, I thought I heard a whispering at my door. I went to it softly and listened. Unless my ears deceived me, I heard the voice of the Count. "Back! Back to your own place! Your time is not yet come. Wait, have patience. Tomorrow night is yours." There was a low, sweet ripple of laughter, and in a rage I threw open the door and saw without the three terrible women licking their lips. As I appeared, they all joined in a horrible laugh and ran away. I came back to my room and threw myself on my knees. It is then so near the end. Tomorrow, tomorrow, Lord help me, and those to whom I am dear. So, things are getting a little intense for Harker here. Um, Almost had a moment of escape, but as we have learned, Dracula has command over, uh, I guess, the nastier wildlife, so wolves, and bats, and rats, and things like that, which we'll see more of that later on. And yeah, we've already seen what the Count can do with wolves, with summoning them to do his bidding, and now he uses them again to try to force Harker to stay. Uh, and probably be food for his brides. So, yeah. So, tomorrow we'll read the last part of Jonathan Harker's journal for now, and then we'll move on to newer stuff later on in the week and over the next uh, several days. We got some other stuff coming up too. As a reminder, this weekend, July 4th, it's not only America's 250th birthday, it's also the 1 year anniversary of this channel. So stay tuned for that. I'll be talking more about that, and I'll probably repost my first video talking about July 4th and the Declaration of Independence and the American Revolution a little bit. I'll repost that here on YouTube or on Facebook or something. So yeah, be sure to watch for those. And yeah, I got a lot more videos coming out and some different things. So yeah, lots more that we can talk about. Looking forward to year 2. All right. Well, until next time, I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's happy. And until the next time, God bless. Jesus loves you. Have a good night.